Hi everyone, how's it going? I wanted to do a little reading update today, talk about some books that I've read, and that's some books I'm reading at the moment. So I'll start out with probably my big accomplishment this summer was reading Moby Dick by Herman Melville. I started the book in early June and finished it in late July. I enjoyed the book. It's been it's a lot of mystique around this book. It's a classic, and it's been studied for the past 100 years. Scholars have written a lot about this book, and I guess we could say a lot of things about this book. My main takeaway, I think, was just Melville only in his early 30s when he wrote this, and I think sometimes the gift of a writer is they make the reader feel smart. They make the reader feel more like they make you feel smart as the reader because there's just so much in this book. It's encyclopedic in the breadth of knowledge Melville displays, whether it's about whaling, whether it's about art, the human condition, life at sea. There's a lot of philosophy in here, a lot of biblical analogies. It's just full of great stuff, and it's just a great adventure story on top of all that. And the shifting tones of the book, how we are aboard the Pequod and learning about life aboard the ship, and as Ahab emerges as this mysterious character at the start of the book, and it's interesting how Ahab becomes more and more the major focus and character as we get closer to the conclusion of the book. But anyway, Ishmael's a great narrator. Once again, probably the obviously the stand-in for Melville. And this seaman who displays great knowledge of many things. And his travels, you learn about whales, you learn about the economy of 19th century America, and there's just some really stirring passages throughout the book. I mean, when the part where there's a chapter where they capture a whale, and Melville gives this graphic description of the killing of the whale, and then that moves into a broader reflection on society itself at the time, and just really stirring things like that. But then, like, the minor chapters too, like there's a chapter on how whales have been represented in art, different art forms, whether it's painting or even woodworking. So there is all these digressions throughout the book, which of course it's very famous for throughout. So yeah, and so a really good book, and actually, and the sign of a good book too, it makes you want to learn more about Melville, more about whaling, the time period, and the whole milieu of this book. Like, I think I did read. Let's see if I have it here. Yeah, the Nathaniel Philbrick book, In the Heart of the Sea, which is about the Essex, the whale ship that was shipwrecked and in the middle of I think in the Pacific, I want to say, and it was a horrible survival story of the people on the ship who survived, and just a harrowing story. And I know this, and the Essex is actually referenced in Moby Dick a few times, but this is also a good supplement, I think, to the novel. But there's many other books as well, I think, that are, if you want to get into the scholarship of this book, or, like I said, learn more about Melville's life, or just the economy of America, New England in particular, it really raises a lot of great questions. And so yeah, it's truly a incredible work, and a book I would read again, no doubt, or certainly go back and read certain sections of the book, because they're so good. So I guess I kind of got on this kick of reading about books set at sea, and I've been reading, this is a classic edition of Treasure Island, okay, which I'm about halfway through this, and Robert Louis Stevenson, the classic. I think I'd read this when I was very young. I think it was like a book for younger readers, those simplified versions of the text. So I guess this is the first time I'm reading the actual text of Treasure Island, and it's okay so far. It's yeah, it's an interesting tonal shift to go from Moby Dick to Treasure Island, because this book it's all about intrigue and adventure and things like that. So yeah, it's fine. I'm enjoying it, and like I said, I should get through this one soon. And I also picked up another Robert Louis Stevenson, Kidnapped, this Oxford World's Classics edition, which continuing with by the cover, we do get some sea adventure in this book too. So that's one I'll probably be getting to right after Treasure Island. But yeah, some other books I'm reading to the library. I picked up this novel, Imperium, a novel of ancient Rome by Robert Harris. This is the first in the trilogy, and the library had the whole trilogy, so I just picked all those up. And this is about Cicero, the life of Cicero, his rise in Roman politics, and which during this, as the Republic was starting to come apart. And yeah, so we'll see if I like this. I've dipped into this book a little bit so far. I've never really read Robert Harris. I've seen a lot of the adaptations of his books that have been adapted, but we'll see how this goes, and whether I'll complete the whole trilogy. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I have kind of dipped into that one. And let's see what else here. I also started this book, Baseball's Great Experiment, Jackie Robinson and His Legacy by Jules Tygiel. And this book's really good. It's about, of course, Jackie Robinson, who broke the color barrier in Major League Baseball for the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947. And like I said, I've just started this book, but I'm sure it follows Jackie Robinson's career in Major League Baseball, and clearly gets into his legacy and dealing, and the book deals on a larger level with race and American culture. So I definitely want to prioritize this book and get through it, and maybe even report back on this one. So yeah, I mean, that's a quick update what I've been reading, what I've been up to this summer. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.